Hi, I'm Elijah, and welcome back to another Kenco webcast, your #1 source for information on labeling and pricing products. Today, I'll be showing you how to properly load and maintain your new Motex MX-2200 handheld price gun. If you find this video to be helpful, please click the like button below. Before we begin, let's familiarize ourselves with several key components of the gun. Pick up the gun with your left hand and take a look at the top. Right away, you'll notice the printhead and the adjustment dial. Below, you will see the upper housing assembly. Pull on the horseshoe depression at the top of the upper housing assembly to open it. Here, we will see the label housing assembly. This is where the labels will rest when the gun is properly loaded. Above, you will see the label path guide engraved with an arrow. This is where we will feed the labels at the beginning of the loading process. Let's take a look at the front of the gun. Here, you will see the ink roller assembly door resting below the printhead. I'll be talking more about the ink roller assembly later on. Flip the pricer and take a look at the bottom cover. On the top, you will see the nip roller. The nip roller will help apply the label to your product. Below the nip roller, you will see the pressure plate. The pressure plate will help maintain consistent tension when the label gun is in use, giving it a smooth operation. On each side of the gun, you will see a latch. Pulling these cover latches toward the trigger will open the bottom cover, an important step when loading the gun. On the left-hand side of the gun, you will see the print alignment knob. I'll be talking more about adjusting the print alignment later on. Now that we are more familiar with the various components, let's learn how to quickly and properly load the new Motex MX-2200. We'll start by opening up the bottom cover by pulling the cover latches towards the trigger. Then, we'll open the upper housing assembly. Grab a roll of labels and place it on the shaft of the housing assembly in a counterclockwise direction. These blank labels in assorted colors can be custom printed with your information and are available through Kenco. Feed the labels through the label path guide until you have about 4 or 5 inches coming out of the front of the gun. Close the label housing assembly, and then we'll flip the gun to the bottom. Now, we'll just close the bottom cover. To make the next step easier, you'll want to remove a few labels from the label lining. A quick and easy way to do this is to squeeze the trigger halfway and pull the label strip down until you've separated about 4 or 5 labels. Tear the label lining straight across to remove the other labels so we have a nice clean start. Next, we can begin feeding the labels into the advancing mechanism right above that black arrow while continuously squeezing the trigger until we meet resistance and the labels are wound tightly around the pressure plate. Now that the gun is properly loaded, we will learn how to adjust the price. Here I'm going to show you how to adjust the dial on the printhead. With the top part of the gun facing you, we'll use our right hand to hold the gun and our left hand to grab the adjustment dial. We can change the bands to our desired price by turning the adjustment dial. To move to the next set of digits, simply pull the adjustment dial and the adjustment indicator will follow you to the digit you are currently adjusting. When adjusting the bands on the printhead, be careful not to set the digit to the black side, as doing so will cause the ink roller to cover up the readable characters. When you have finished adjusting your label gun, be sure to push the adjustment dial back into the printhead and you're all set. Now that we know how to properly load and adjust the new Motex MX-2200 label gun, we'll learn how to change the ink roller. On the front of the gun, you will see the ink roller assembly door. The first thing we need to do is lift up on the latch and expose the ink roller assembly. You will see a black plastic grip protruding from the ink roller assembly. Grab it and lift up to remove the ink roller assembly. It should come out freely without any resistance. To remove the old ink roller, gently pull apart the ink roller arms. The ink roller should pop right off. Once the ink roller is removed, we will get a replacement ink roller from its packaging, slide it between the ink roller arms, and snap it into place. Additional ink rollers can be purchased from kencostore.com. Now we just have to slide the ink roller assembly back into the gun and we can close the cover. Next I'm going to show you how to adjust the print location. For this part of the tutorial, you'll need one standard American quarter, dime, or penny. I'm going to use a penny. Let's take the penny with our left hand and turn the print alignment knob clockwise. I suggest that you start with one click, dispense 4 or 5 labels to test your adjustment, and then turn it again as needed so you don't do too much at once. Continue turning the print alignment knob until the print is 1/16 of an inch from the right side of the label. This allows the label to dispense properly onto your product. Now that it's printing perfectly, we are ready to begin labeling. To label an item, simply pick up the gun, squeeze and release the trigger once, hold the price gun directly over the product, then just roll the label on your product and you're all done. This has been another Kenco webcast. For more information and outstanding prices on these products, visit us on the web today at www.kencostore.com or call us toll free at 1-800-86-KENCO. For more product videos and tutorials like this, go to www.kenco.tv.